Hello, hello, mic check. Testing. Mic check. Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hello, hello. Mic check. 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Good evening and welcome inside the Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. My name is Max Gunn. Great to have you along with me this evening for this GNAC volleyball matchup between the SPU Falcons and the Central Washington Wildcats. Seattle Pacific coming in with a 10-11 record, 8-6 overall, while Central 16-5 and 10-4 within GNAC conference play. Let's get to the starting lineups tonight for SPU. Gabby Oda will start at the outside hitter. Amanda Gannetty is the libero. Simone Tran, the setter. Haley Gaines, also an outside hitter. Sean Crespi in the middle, as well as Gabby Stegmuller and Mally Donahoe on the outside as well for the Falcons. For Central Washington, Sarah Jolfs will get this start in the middle. Shelby Moritzen is on the outside. Kyla Morgan, the libero for the Wildcats. Bridget Webb on the outside with Michaela Swart and Madison Wegg. And the setter is Gabrielle Ihara. Seattle Pacific back home after taking 3 of 4 on the road trip, and Mally Donahoe serves it away. We are underway tonight at Brome Pavilion at 7:04 p.m. Pacific time. Long rally, the first of the day. Back and forth it goes. Simone Tran setting up Gabby Odo, but it's dug out of there nicely by Kyla Morgan. Now here's Stegmuller in front, still going, and a double hit's going to be called on SPU. So the point goes to Central. Out of bounds that one goes, off the hands of Haley Gaines. And now it's 2-0 Central Washington. Back to serve it up for the Wildcats, Michaela Swart. Haley Gaines picks up her first kill of the day. And the Falcons are on the board. They cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1. Tran set up Gabby Odo there, and she converts on the kill. And it's 2-2 in set number 1. Gabby Stegmuller to serve it up. Big time hit there from Sarah Jolfs, but the Falcons dig it out nicely. There's Jolfs again, and that one just does stay in. Stegmuller was caught in between, letting that one go. And she elected to let it go. But unfortunately for the Falcons, it was inbounds for the Wildcats, who take a 3-2 lead. Gaines trying to tie it up, and she does. Haley Gaines makes it 3-3. Aaron Gould serves for the Falcons. Amanda Gannetty back in there for SPU. Here's Odo, and a big-time hit goes out to give Central the point. Central Washington in second place in the GNAC. 10-4 record within the conference, and they were picked at the beginning of the year to finish second in the preseason polls, so they are right on pace currently. Odo with a big-time hit. It was dug out of there nicely by Michaela Swart, but she hit it back over the net out of bounds. 4-4 in the first. Gabby Odo serves it up. Hit that time by Shelby Moritzen. And now Crespi in front, but it's blocked by number 11, Bridget Webb, the junior from Yakima. And she picks up the point. Shelby Moritzen serves it away. Wildcats up 5-4 early. And that one's blocked by Sean Crespi right in front of the net to even it up at 5. This is the second meeting this season between these two teams. The Wildcats beat the Falcons back on September 27th in 4 games. So the Wildcats get the last point, up 6-5. Here's Odo, and that stays in. Gabby Odo with her second kill of the day. Good back and forth action early. And it's 6-6. Simone Tran back to serve. Bridget Webb will pick it up. I beg your pardon, that's Michaela Swart, the 6'1" sophomore, to put Central Washington back in front. That's 7-6. Gabrielle Ihara will serve. Here's Haley Gaines from the other side. Dug out of there. There's Swart again, and that one goes out of bounds. Tied once more. It's 7-7. Tanaho serves it away for the Falcons. There's Swart, and she gets it down into no man's land. Amanda Ganetti and Simone Tran were right there, but it just fell in between them for an 8-7 Wildcats lead in the first set. Gaines was in front, but had it batted down. And Central Washington takes a 9-7 lead. So now Michaela Swart back to serve. Here's Stegmuller with a heavy hit, but it's dug out. And that one stays in. The official right on top of it. A really good call. That's Shelby Moritzen, who leads this Wildcat team in kills with 284 coming into this match. Gets her first of the day, and it's the largest lead so far for the Wildcats at 10-7. Odo got a piece of that one in front. Tran's going to set up Odo. Somehow dug out of there by the Wildcats. Here's Gaines, big heavy hit, and that'll be a point for SPU. Falcons back within 2, it's 10-8. Maddie Batiste in for the Falcons, and she will serve it up. Madison Weg with a heavy hit, but the Falcons do a nice job at digging it out. There's Weg again, and this time she's going to pick up a point. 11-8 Central in the first set. It's been almost 3 weeks since the Falcons have been at the friendly confines of their home court at Brome Pavilion. There's a service error, first of the day committed. That one's by Kyla Morgan, and the Falcons get a point back. They're down 11-9. But the last time the Falcons were home, they lost in 5 sets. That was to both Alaska Fairbanks and Alaska Anchorage. Falcons just 1-5 this year when the matches have gone the distance. Here's Weg, little soft tap over. And Tran digs it out. Bridget Webb, nice job by Tran, who punches it in the air. Odo has to get it over. She does. And it nearly turned into a point for the Falcons. But a really nice job by Shelby Moritzen to save it momentarily for the Wildcats. But the Falcons end up getting it to fall. That one goes out of bounds. Off the Falcons. So it's 12-10. Wildcats in front. It's been a quick moving game so far. No timeouts called yet to this point, and that's going to be an ace. First ace of the day for either team. That's Madison Weg getting it done. That's the 12th ace of the season for Weg. And it's 13-10 Wildcats. But then on the very next serve, she commits an error. And the Falcons within 2. And they'll get the serve back. Abby Odo will send it away. So Odo serves it up. Bridget Webb with a heavy hit, just out of bounds. And the Falcons now down just 1. Bridget Webb really geared up for that one. But just too strong, and there's an error committed by Odo. So now it's 14-12 Central. Central, a very good program in the GNAC as Simone Tran gets it over. And the point will go to Central. Number 15, Michaela Swart, right in there in front of the net. And she picks up the kill to put the Wildcats ahead 15-12. This Wildcats team went 19-10 last year. Very impressive, 14-6 within the GNAC. There's a big-time kill from Bridget Webb. The 6'2 junior gives the Wildcats their largest lead. It's 16-12, and that takes us to our first time out of the day, as Coach Abby Wright wants to talk things over. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside and be back. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on Stretch Internet. Fresh out of the timeout, Central will serve it up with a 4-point lead, 16-12. Make it 17-12 as Gabby Odo tried to get it over, but hit it into the Falcons' side of the net. So back to serve again, Shelby Moritzen. Jaden Hooker punches it, but too far. 18-12, Wildcats.
Here we go, Falcon fans. Cheer on your Falcons.
6-point lead for the visitors. Canetti digs out the serve. Trans setting up Odo with a big-time stuff. And now it's 18-13 as the Falcons try and chip away. Amanda Canetti back to serve for SPU. Nice job there by Bridget Webb with a little soft tap in front of the net. Faked out the Falcons. Thought she was going to swing big, but just used her fingertips to get it down. 19-13 Wildcats. Hooker. Wide left, out of bounds it goes. Make it 20-13 Central Washington. And Coach Abby Wright will take another timeout. 7-point lead, largest of the day so far for Central. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too. You're listening to GNAC Volleyball on Stretch Internet. Seven-point lead for the Wildcats out of the timeout. Falcons looking to chip away, and they will. Right out of the timeout, indeed. Gabby Odo picks up kill number 5. Simone Tran back to serve it up for SPU. Down 20-14. There's Sarah Joss, hit it right into her own net. Quick little 2-0 spurt from the Falcons out of the timeout. And they're within 5. Tran to serve again. There's Joss, big time hit. But Amanda Ganetti digs it out. There's Gaines, but a really nice job on the other end, and that's hit out of bounds. And the point will go to the Falcons. Too strong for Michaela Swart. A rare miscue for Swart, who's second on the Wildcats in kills this year. So all of a sudden the Falcons down by 4, make it 5. As Swart slams it home. That's the 4th kill of the night for Swart. So now back to serve it up is Gabriela Ihara. And Haley Gaines will pick up a point for the Falcons. 4th kill of the night for Gaines. Falcons down by 4, 21-17. Melly Donahoe to serve. Ihara serves it up. There's Swart. Donahoe who did a nice job initially of digging it out, but it went to the left of the net. And the point goes to the Wildcats. Going to have a substitution now for Central, as Casey O'Brien checks into the match, and she will go back and serve. And she hits it right into the net for an error. And the Falcons within 4. So now Maddie Batiste will serve. Falcons trying to hang tough in this first set. There's Joffs, who just slams it right in front of Simone Tran, who made a great bid at digging it out, but it hit off her hands and out of bounds. So now all of a sudden, Central just 2 points away from sealing the first game today. Crespi out of bounds. And it's game point now for the Wildcats. Boy, so close for Sean Crespi. So the Falcons trying to stay alive. But the first game is going to go to Central Washington this evening, as Bridget Webb finds some space on the floor, and the first game goes 25-18 Central. So the Falcons will look to even it up heading into the intermission. 1-0 lead for the Wildcats. Team will switch sides and we'll take a quick break. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on Stretch Internet. Welcome back to the Broome Pavilion. We are getting ready. Welcome back to Broome Pavilion. Set number 2 underway this evening. First set went to Central Washington, 25-18. It was a long rally to start. Set 1, same goes here for set number 2, and the first point is going to go to the Wildcats. Madison Wegg picks it up, and it's 1-0. Ihara serves it away. Here's Haley. Gaines off the net. But a nice job by Webb to dig it out. Stegmoller in front. Whistle blows. And there's going to be a net violation. And the point will go to Central. So an early 2-0 lead for the Wildcats. Tran sets up Odo, but too soft with it. Nice dig by Donahoe. Stegmoller has it tapped around in front, and a big-time hit that's in. Sarah Joffs just inside that line on the far side, a 4-0 lead. Ihara to serve again. Gaines has it blocked. That's Joffs in front. The 6-foot senior makes it 5-0 Wildcats, and Abby Wright will call a timeout very early into this second set. We'll step aside and be back. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on Stretch Internet. Welcome back to Broome. Out of the timeout, early 5-0 lead for the Wildcats, but the Falcons get a point back now 5-1 after Gabriella Ihara commits the error. So first serve for the Falcons in the second set. Trying to avoid going down 2-0 heading into the break. Odo sends it away. Ihara sets up Joffs. Nice job by Hooker in front to keep it alive. Now the Falcons look to answer. Gaines does so. Haley Gaines from the outside makes it 5-2. Odo back to serve. Stegmoller to Tran, sets up Gaines again, and a little bit too strong, just out of bounds. And it's now 6-2. Michaela Swart to serve. Joffs with a heavy hit. Odo digs it away. But it went to Tran, who couldn't handle it. Now it's 7-2 Wildcats. Falcons winners of 3 of their last 4, coming off of a 5-set loss to Montana State Billings. It's now 8-2 after that one goes out of bounds. Montana State Billings just really took control of that fifth set. They ran away with it to win 15-6. Odo with a nice save there. Was nearly an ace for the Wildcats. But that point goes to the Falcons. Gabby Stegmuller with a really nice job in front. Returning the hard slam from Sarah Joffs. And now Stegmuller will go back to serve for SPU, down 3-8. Big time punch there from Legg. Falcons keep it alive. Now Joffs hit it right into her own net. Ihara with a really nice save. And the libero Morgan gets it over, and then Maddie Batiste. Too strong. And it's 9-3 Central Washington. The officials discussing that last play, but the point stays with Central. And Morgan serves it away. And that's Bridget Webb. Picks up her second kill to make it 10-3. Just off the top of the net. And a point for SPU. As Aaron Gould checks in for the Falcons. SPU down 6. For serving 10, and Gould will serve just after coming in, and away it goes. Dug out by Morgan. Ihara, who set up Shelby Moritzen, and it goes off of the Falcons and out of bounds. 11-4. Wildcats in front. And that one way too strong. On the serve by Madison Wegg to give a point back for SPU. Now Mally Donahoe will come in for Maddie Batiste. Falcons trying to creep closer. Webb gets it done. Goes off of Amanda Gannetti. And out of bounds. And the Wildcats take a 12-5 lead. Here's Odo. Picks it up. Gabby Odo nets kill number 5. And the Falcons back to within 6. Down 12-6 here in the second set. Whistle blows. And a net violation will be called on SPU to give the point to Central. Webb back to serve. Odo, that stays in. Gabby Odo picks up back-to-back points for the Falcons. Odo, who had 23 kills against Montana State Billings last week, picked up her 1,000th career point in an SPU uniform. That went over towards the Falcons bench. Donahoe with a nice job to keep it alive. Well, the Wildcats return it, and Donahoe right there. Here's Gaines. Down for an SPU point. Gabby Odo became just the 5th Falcon in SPU volleyball history to pick up her 1,000th point before her senior year. Really nice dig by Donahoe. There's Odo, and right on cue, she gets it again. Falcons creeping to within 4. It's 13-9. It's a 1-0 set lead for Central. They took the first game 25-18. That's a big-time stuff from Michaela Swart
Serving for the Wildcats.
to make it 14-9 Wildcats. And now Gabrielle Ihara will slide back and serve. Falcons need to get it over and do. Nice job by Odo. Ihara saves it for Central. Now Odo trying to answer, and she does.
Deliver off the left side.
It rattles out of bounds off of a
SPU lineup. Number 8, Maddie Batiste.
couple of different Wildcats.
Gabby Odo.
And it's 10 serving 14. Falcons down by 4. Nice job by Stegmuller in front. Whistle blows, and that's 2 hits. Called on Central. And it's now just a 3-point game. And Gabby Odo commits a service error. And it's now 15-11. Wildcats. Central's been a streaky team this year. They won 5 straight at one point, then lost 3 straight, have won 2 in a row again. And they take a 16-11 lead. Back to serve is Swart. Here's Batiste. Nice dig by Morgan. Shelby Moritzen will get it to fall. 17-11 Central. And Seattle Pacific will call a quick timeout. 6-point lead for the Wildcats here in set number 2. Falcons trying to even it up. Heading to the break. We'll be back. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on Stretch Internet.
Hello? Hello? Hello. Try that.
Hello, hello, testing. Out of the timeout, Central will serve. Up 17-11. Haley Gaines gets a point back for the Falcons. Makes it a 17-12 contest. Now Gabby Stegmuller will serve. Moritzen, and that one stays in. Ooh, that was very, very close. Thought maybe we'd see a challenge there by Coach Abby Wright. But she's sitting right there on that side on the Falcons bench. She was convinced that that was the correct call. Sean Crespi was rearing up, but had it blocked down in front of the net by Madison Wegg. And the Wildcats take a 19-12 lead. Batiste.
That goes out of bounds.
Had it go out of bounds. It's the largest lead of the set for Central, up 20-12.
Ball out.
That one's tapped out of bounds off the Falcons, now 21-12.
And serving will be Kyler Morgan.
So the Falcons are in danger of being down 2 games to none heading into the break. There's Donahoe. Good rally here, Gaines. Nice job by Morgan. Over it goes for Moritzen. Gaines reloads. What a dig by Swart. That one's still alive. Gabriella Ayahara thought it was down. She put her hand up starting to celebrate. But a couple of touches later, it's Madison Wag getting the job done for Central Washington. 10-point lead in set number 2 for the visitors. Ihara setting up left. What a job by Ganetti to get down and save that one. And the Falcons finally break the streak. Nellie Donahoe comes through.
Into the Falcons, number 11.
And SPU gets the serve back. Serving 12. Gould in. Sends it away. Tran setting up Crespi. But Morgan right there. Odo trying to get it over and does. What a save just in front of the Falcons bench. And Sean Crespi right in front with a much needed point for SPU. Falcons still down by 8. Ihara setting up Moritzen. She's fired up after punching that one in. And the Wildcats just 2 points away from a 2-0 set lead.
Smith to serve.
Kenneth Smith just into the match will serve. Julia Melander will start it in there now as well. And Donahoe has picked up 2 of the last 3 Falcons points. And she will go back to serve. That was Melander in front. She was denied, and there's Sean Crespi. Falcons hanging tough now in set number 2. They've rattled off 2 straight. Keep the serve. Donahoe back there again. Odo. Ricocheted by Webb in front. Odo will try again. That would look like it was heading out of bounds, but McKenna Smith right there. And now it does go out of bounds, and it's going to be set point. Now for Central Washington, up 24-16. Moritzen gets it off. Trent shuffles it over, but Morgan right there. Now Bridget Webb into the arms of Donahoe. Simone Tran very nearly got it down. But Sean Crespi does. Simone Tran a couple of different times on that rally. Nearly had the point. So now Ganetti will serve. There's Swart, and that is in. Just in on that end line. And after taking set 1, 25-18, Central Washington takes the second set, 25-17. So they have a 2-0 lead as we head into the break. The Falcons will try to avoid the sweep and battle back into this match. We'll take a break, be back in a couple of minutes here at Brome. My name's Max Gunn. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on Stretch Internet. So we are ready to go for set number 3. Out of the break here at the Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle. My name is Max Gunn. Great to have you along for this GNAC volleyball matchup as the Wildcats strike first here in the third set. They've struck first in each of the 3 sets so far tonight. They have a 2-0 lead. Falcons trying to avoid the sweep. Haley Gaines picks it up for the Falcons to even it up at 1-1. The first game went 25-18. The second game went 25-17. Both in favor of the Wildcats, who take a 2-1 lead now in the third. Gabby Otto leads the Falcons with 9 kills. Also with 9 on the other side for Central Washington, Shelby Moritzen and Michaela Swart. Big time hit there by Moritzen. And down for a point for Bridget Webb. Bridget Webb's .386 hitting percentage.
Service error, Falcons point.
Is second best within the GNAC as the Wildcats commit an error. To trim the Falcons deficit now to 3-2. Maddie Batiste back to serve for the Falcons. Really nice dig by Simone Tran, setting up Gaines with the left hand. Dug out by Swart. Now Webb tapped in front by Crespi. Morgan setting up Moritzen. Man, oh man, Shelby Moritzen. Senior from Oregon, was all GNAC first team last year. She had 413 kills last year, which is the second most in Wildcats team history. And she's currently second in the GNAC in kills. Coming into today, the Wildcats pick up an ace. They're up 5-2. This match less than an hour old. The Wildcats up 2-0 and a 5-2 lead in the third. Moritzen again. Really nice dig by Odo. Sets up Donahoe. She's denied. Moritzen again, same side, but Donahoe there. Tramp setting up Gaines, and that'll be a point for the Falcons.
Last touch by Central, off the kill by Seattle Pacific. Falcons get the point. Into the lineup for Seattle Pacific, number 11, Erin Gould. Gould serving.
So now Erin Gould will come in. And she will serve it up for SPU. Moritzen no-go, Donahoe. Donahoe's had an interesting career with the Falcons. What a dig by Gannett. More on that in a moment, but Gabby Otto too strong to make it 6-3 Central. Mallie Donahoe started her career here as an outside hitter, and then last year she switched to libero, defensive specialist. So now back to that outside hitter position for Abby Wright's squad. Moritzen serves. Simone Tran sets up Crespi. Big time hit. Moritzen digs it out. Now Kyla Morgan keeps it alive. Tran to Donahoe. Just can't get it to fall. Long rally. Donahoe into the arms of Moritzen. Now Swart. What a stop by Amanda Gannett. Still going. And the point finally won by Michaela Swart. makes it 7-3. Falcons are going to come from behind, and now Sean Crespi picks up a point to bring them back to it in 3. Donahoe sends it off. Webb had it blocked around there by Odo. Now Swart, out of bounds, point SPU. So Falcons now down by just 2. Donahoe sends it away, that's an ace! First ace of the day for the Falcons. Down by just 1. Ihara. That's a point for the Wildcats. Number 15 in red. Michaela Swart makes it 8-6. My name is Max Gunn. Great to have you with me tonight in Seattle, Washington from the Brome Pavilion. Falcons trying to get back on the winning track as Gabby Odo, that one touched the ceiling. And that'll be out of bounds for a Falcons point. It was sent back over to the Falcons side of the net by Shelby Moritzen. But once it hits the roof, it's deemed out of bounds. Falcons looking to tie it up now. Odo trying to find some space, but Swart came all the way back over from the right side to the left. Man, oh man, she hammers it in there to make it 9-7. Michaela Swart only appeared in 13 matches as a freshman last year, but is emerging big time as a sophomore. She is second on the team in kills and has the third most kills in the GNAC as the Wildcats get an ace to make it 10-7 in the third. Timeout has been called by SPU. Abby Wright wants to rally her troops. Falcons trying to bounce back, down 2-0 and down 10-7 here in set number 3. Step aside and be back. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on Stretch Internet. Out of the timeout, Ihara will serve. 10-7 Falcons down. Now they're down 11-7. Sarah Joss bats it down in front. Central Washington, coached by Mario Endaya, who is the longest tenured volleyball coach in the GNAC Conference. This is his 23rd season at the helm of this program. He is an Ellensburg lifer. Went to school there himself, played track and field in the 90s, and has stayed to be the volleyball coach. Ellensburg, just a couple of hours southeast here of Seattle. Long rally here. Michaela Swart has it batted down. Simone Tran fired up with good reason. Brings the deficit to 3.
Haley Gaines into the lineup, Tran serves.
Mario Andaya has reached the NCAA Division II postseason for 6 straight years. He became head coach at the age of 24 in 1996. Back-to-back points for the Falcons. Now down by just 2.
Point for Seattle Pacific.
Simone Tran back to serve. Falcons trying to force a fourth set. Sarah Joffs with a big swing. Saved by Tran. Now Gaines had it swatted in front. Now Odo's being set up, but Sarah Joffs is too tall in front at 6 feet.
And Swart serves.
That puts Central up by 3, and Michaela Swart back to serve.
Central gets the point.
Now 13-9, but head coach Mario Andaya guided Central Washington during their NAIA days until 2001 when they joined the D2 GNAC conference. So he's been there for a long, long time, and has quite a bit of success. There's Madison Wegg punching it in to make it 14-9 Central, and Abby Wright will go to her bench and summon Jaden Hooker for Gabby Odo, as Odo will get a quick breather. Madison Wegg is 3rd on the team in kills. She's been a mainstay all 4 years for the Wildcats. That one is in for Haley Gaines. That was very, very close. Mario Andaya talking it over with the official. Looks like he's pondering a challenge, but he will let it slide.
Jaden Hooker back in service.
So a good call by the official on that side. And SPU down 4. It's 14-10. There's Joss coming over from the middle block position.
Go on the right side for Central and the point.
That makes it 15-10.
And serving will be Kyla Morgan.
Pretty good contingent of Wildcat fans here at Brome Pavilion tonight, with Ellensburg being just a couple of hours away, well within driving distance. Nearly a miscommunication there between Odo, who's back into the match, along with Amanda Ganetti, but they're able to get it over. That one is tapped, and it went out of bounds.
Wildcats point.
Off of the Falcons, so it's a Wildcats point. They're up 16-10. All of a sudden, it's Haley Gaines did everything right, but in front, it's Bridget Webb to swat it in there and find some hardwood. That makes it 17-10. And the Central Washington Wildcats are in the driver's seat in this match tonight. Timeout on the floor, we'll take one too. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on Stretch Internet. (17-10) Central out of the timeout. Fully in control of this one. Tran setting up Donahoe. It's blocked out of bounds off of the hands of Madison Wegg, and that'll give the point to the Falcons. Batiste comes back in to serve. Central Washington has beaten the Falcons 10 of the last 11 times that they've suited up against each other. Central now with an 18-11 lead. Tonight is the 76th all-time meeting between Central and Seattle Pacific. That's the most matchups between the Falcons and any other opponent. So they've seen each other a lot over the years. What a save by Simone Tran, able to keep it alive. Moritzen has it batted around. Falcons down by 7, looking to make some moves. Haley Gaines nearly did. Moritzen will pick it up. Ricocheted out of bounds by the Falcons. Leg to serve. Dug out by Odo, and there's Melly Donahoe with a pump of the fist after picking up the point. Bring the Falcons to within 7. Gould will come in and serve. Gould, the freshman, played volleyball at Kentwood High School, which is a volleyball powerhouse here in the state of Washington. She can miss a service here and there. Make it 20-12. In favor of the Wildcats here in the third set. So if Central Washington is able to rattle off 5 more points here in this one, they are going to pick up a victory here on the road. They're number 2 in the GNAC as it currently stands. Tran keeps it alive. Dono has to get it over. There's Swart. Nice job by Gennady. Now Donahoe looking for back-to-back points, but it was blocked and punched out by Simone Tran. So 21-12. Wildcats in the lead. Gould punches it. Smith there, sent over by Moritzen. Crespi with a soft toss, finds some room. Crespi.
Seattle Pacific. Melly Donahoe.
They get the job done on that rally. Crespi with 3 blocks tonight in front. Now is over 100. That one's off the Falcons to make it 22-13 Central. 100 blocks this season for Crespi. It's the second time in her 4 years that she's accomplished that feat, and she would have got it last year as well, but she missed the first half of the year with an injury. And despite missing the first half, still finished 3rd on the team in blocks. Really good career that Sean Crespi has had here at SPU, wearing a Falcons uniform. Falcons down by 9. Odo, too strong, out of bounds it goes. Central Washington 2 points away from sealing the deal here tonight. Sarah Absalonson, the redshirt freshman from Spokane, back to serve, seeing her first action of the night. Here's Hooker. Locked him down. He's initially tapped around, but Hooker will pick up the kill. Andy Gennady back to serve for the Falcons.
That goes off the Falcon player.
That goes off of the Falcons. And now Central Washington will serve for the match.
Ihara will serve for the match.
Gabriella Ihara sends it away. Falcons looking to stay alive. Here's Hooker. will keep it alive for the Falcons for now. They're down 15-24.
Back into the lineup, number 10, Haley Gaines for Gould.
Coming into this match, Abby Wright, coach of the Falcons, said that Central is always very good and very consistent. It was going to be a tough task today, and it was indeed, as that one is down and the match is over. Central Washington comes in to the Royal Brome Pavilion and sweeps the Seattle Pacific Falcons 3 sets to nothing. They took the first set 25-18, took set number 2 25-17, and the Falcons just mustered 15 points in the third set. The decisive one here tonight, 25-15, the final in set number 3.
And go Falcons!
So Seattle Pacific has now lost 2 straight after they had picked up 3 wins in a row on the road trip before falling in the finale to Montana State Billings and then back here at home against Central Washington. The Falcons are back in action 48 hours from now on Saturday afternoon when Northwest Nazarene comes to town. Northwest Nazarene has struggled this year, so the Falcons will look to get back on the winning track against the Nighthawks. The kills leader for the Seattle Pacific Falcons here tonight, Gabby Odo and Haley Gaines picked up 10 kills apiece, while Shelby Moritzen and Michaela Swart each had 14 for Central Washington. Well, that'll wrap up tonight's edition of GNAC Conference Volleyball. Seattle Pacific falls to 10-12 on the season, 8-7 in GNAC Conference play, while Central Washington improves to 17-12 and 11-4 within the GNAC, and they're still just a couple of games behind Western Washington, who is leading the pack within the GNAC Conference. My name is Max Gunn. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I'll catch you on Saturday afternoon, first serve at 2 p.m. when Seattle Pacific will take on Northwest Nazarene. I'll talk to you then. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great night, everyone.